Um, yeah, and the on dash temperature thing, he said 105, and it was like 10 o'clock in the morning, and I was like, 10 o'clock in the morning, we're already at 105. Great. Oh, now it's 11:30, and we're at 104. So obviously, there's a little bit of difference between the car and what the actual weather station says. So, hope you're having a super fantastic, sparkling start to Serenity Sunday, and happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there, all the men out there, or anybody out role in somebody's life. Thank you for the wisdom you pass on to the younger generation. Thank you for all that you do for us, all the love that you give us kids. We appreciate it. So, to all the dads out there and all the, I'm going to call them pseudo dads because that's like uncles and grandfathers and cousins and stuff that help raise, that take over that father role when there isn't a father present, or assists a father, especially if he is out of the picture for whatever reason. So to all the father-like figures out there, as well as the dads, happy Father's Day. Let me see if I can get hold of my dad will be doing Meals on Wheels today. It's Monday for them. But we've already been out. We've been out for like 3 hours, something like that. Trying to remember when we left. We got up around 8, did our walk, came back from that. I put the trash in the trunk of the car because I had a big pile of trash to take out today because I've been doing some cleaning, and came across a pile of stuff that needed to be sorted, and it all went out. Put it in the car to go, got ready to go. Got our bottles of water in the car, got our snacks in the car, and we hadn't even had breakfast at this point. I thought, we're just going to go out for breakfast. And we got in the car, and the idea was to go via the dumpsters, dump the trash off, and then leave. We just left. We totally forgot that there was trash in the back. Zeffie snuggled down and went to sleep. Well, she whined for a little bit because I guess we hadn't had breakfast. So she was annoyed that we'd missed breakfast. But we ended up going and getting some breakfast. Which drive-through did we go through, Zeph? I don't even remember. And then we ended up coming to an intersection where it was straight ahead, left or right, and it happened to be the 303. And I thought, let's go on the 303 north. We haven't done that route before. So we headed north, and we'll just pick a road at random to get off. Well, as we're driving along, this signpost comes up and says the Happy Valley Road, Drive, whatever, it had Happy Valley written on it. And I thought, Happy Valley? That sounds like a great place to go. And so we ended up taking the exit to Happy Valley and going east along Happy Valley. And it went through some little settlements, and you're out in the middle of nowhere. Then it started going to more little settlements. We came across this one that was called Stetson Court, and I'm like, I have the wrong hat. I should have my Stetson on, not this one, but I can't wear my Stetson when I'm driving because the back of it hits the back of the seat. I have the same problem in the RV. So I don't get to wear my Stetson when I'm driving. This is my driving hat. It's also our hot weather hat because it's got air vents on the back. I hate having my head fully covered. I've got to have air vents of some sort. The Stetson's okay in cooler weather, but in the hot weather, this one works a little better because it's got the air vents at the back, and I've got a place that I can put my hair through the back there as well. So there was like Stetson Court and Stetson something else. There was like this whole settlement of Stetson, and so I got to go look that up on the map. And I followed that road around and past all this industrial area stuff, and came to this intersection. I looked up at the name, and I'm sitting there in the right-hand lane. I look at this name, and I go, Union Hills. Huh, that's the road that I'm on. So I'm sitting there, and I'm thinking about it, and I thought, do I do a left turn now? Do I do a right turn now and head back that way? Excuse me. Or do I go straight ahead? And something made me want to do the left. So when the light turned green, I did a right. Before the light turned green, I did a right turn onto Union and carried along there. And not about a mile or so down the road, my phone rang, and it was my friend who's getting my mail for my car at her place. And because at the time I did not have my address and everything set up. And so she graciously allowed me to use her address. And she said that where they were heading to. And I says, oh, well, I happen to be on Union, and I'm at, I think it was like 47th Street at the time, or 48th, somewhere around there. And I said, so I'll see you in a few minutes. So I called them when I got like 5-10 minutes away, and went up and met with them, got my mail, and they went off to do what they did. And I thought, I'm just going to come back home. It was, just after 11, and I think, so still got that's when I realized it was just before that I realized I still had the trash in the back. And so this time I made sure when I came into the campground, I went straight to the dumpster, dumped everything off. Then we came back. We just got back from a short walk around, and Zeffie's now up on her bed on the dash there, just looking out the window. We can't put the awning out today. It's a little on the windy side. So now we're just going to kick back, relax, and enjoy the day. I may do some genealogy, some more on the genealogy of Module 1, which is all about surnames. I don't know, but because to me, genealogy is a relaxation thing. Yes, I may do it as a business, but it relaxes me, and it relaxes me in a different way from the work I typically do during the week. Being on a help desk, working for a couple of clients, so it gives me something completely different to do, and I absolutely love it, and I find it very relaxing. Even though you get that string and that excitement builds up, and so like yes, oh, we've got to be very, very careful here. Take it slow. We got this. But yeah, so we had a good drive. We were gone for, about 8:30. So we were gone almost 3 hours. And we're back before the hottest part of the day, which is what I wanted to do, be back before the hottest part of the day. So we could just kick back and relax. And I'm very upset with BBC, with BritBox at the moment, because I've been watching the series Line of Duty. And I had to go, I did a trial run on Acorn, which is a British channel as well. And so I could watch season 5, because BritBox and Prime had season 1 through 4. Then season 5 was on Hulu, I think it was, and Acorn. So I chose Acorn since it was a British channel. I figured, it would also give me a chance to try it out, see what else is on there, but nothing really jumped out at me, so I figured I was going to cancel after I finished season 5. Started season 6, and last night it was like getting really, really exciting. And I know that they have like 6 episodes, and I thought, okay, I got to keep going. And it was like 12, it was like midnight, and it was like 1 o'clock in the morning when I finished episode 5. And I thought, okay, we're going to go to the 6th episode, and all of a sudden there's no 6th episode, and I'm like, what? They're leaving me with a cliffhanger. How dare they? And I had a look in IMDb. There's actually 2 episodes to tie up season 6. And they are not yet available. And they were both broadcasted on air in end of April, beginning of May of this year. And I'm like, darn, obviously the weeks haven't gone, however many weeks they're waiting until they put it on into something like BritBox, and that haven't passed yet. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So I have 2 episodes left of season 6. And I thought if I had looked ahead first and discovered that, then I probably would have waited on season 6. But as it was, I plowed ahead and it was getting so, so good. And it ended up with the screen blacking out and you're hearing gunshots. And there was 2 people, like the good person and the bad person, with their guns pointing at each other. And then you're hearing these, and it's like, who shot who? Is anybody alive? Is anybody dead? And that's when it blanked out. And I'm like pressing the button to go to the next episode and realized there was no X. And I was like, I can't believe they did this. So I'm on tender hooks to find out what happens in that one and how they get it all tied up, because I know I'm kind of, just when you think you got it figured out, they throw something in there and it's like, no, that's not supposed to happen. So yes, it's a very twisty-turny type of program to watch. It's great for keeping you for keeping you watching. They do a fantastic job of keeping you engaged in the program. So yes, so it's like 1:30 this morning before I finally got to bed. So completely upset about the fact that I couldn't watch the last 2 episodes. But that's okay. We've got today to kick back and relax. We're going to watch the rest of the Lord of the Rings, the final 2/3 of Return of the King, and then that'll be my Lord of the Rings trilogy done. I haven't gone via Michael's yet to pick up a beading kit because I've got Zeffie with me, and I might probably only leave that till next weekend, because I'm going to book her in for the day on Saturday, so I can go and do things like go to Michael's and pick up what I need to. And I found a Barnes & Noble, and I thought, oh my gosh, Michael's and Barnes & Noble, like my home's away from home. I haven't been in a Barnes & Noble since probably January last year was the last time I was in a Barnes & Noble. But just to get in there, and even if I just sit in the middle of an aisle somewhere and just inhale the smells of books. I love the smells of books. But there's no books I actually need right now. So it's sort of like, yeah, and I know if I go in there, I will do impulse buying as well. So I'm sort of like, yeah, maybe I won't go in there. Maybe I'll save that until I need a book. And then I can go in and have a look at it and that sort of thing. So But you see these things as you drive out driving and stuff like that. And I totally forgot we were supposed to go to PetSmart today to pick up more food for Zeffy, but we'll do that one evening this week. We'll go via PetSmart and take Zeffy for a car ride, and she gets to come in the store with us at PetSmart. So she likes those ones. But for some reason, she always pees when we're inside a PetSmart store. So I guess she's just peeing on other dogs' pee, because she doesn't normally pee inside. And but I find that when we go into PetSmart, she usually pees where other dogs have peed. So I'm sort of like, yeah, I don't really feel like cleaning up after. So do I take her? Do I not take her? Do I just get them to deliver? All these sorts of things. So we'll figure it out. But yeah, it's kind of interesting, going past some of these stores and go, oh, yes, I need to go in there for this, that, and the other thing. And then I get away from go, no, I really don't need that. It's amazing when you haven't gone into stores for so long and suddenly you're going to have the freedom to do so, like I'm going to have Saturday off. And you just suddenly thought, it's just suddenly like, oh, now I can go to this store and that store. And I'm just like, I really don't need to go. I really don't need to go to that store. I really don't need that. So I'm not sure if it's the fact that, I'm going to go in there and do impulse buying, or if it's the fact of I haven't been in stores in so long. Although I have been into a PetSmart to drop Zeffy off at the vet, but that was just like inside the front door. So it's kind of interesting with people getting back to normal again, whatever normal is, from the global pause, to see, do I really need to go into a store these days? Like, I haven't gone grocery shopping yet. I still get my groceries delivered here to the RV. It's just convenient. So I don't know. We'll see. Maybe it's a mental thing. I don't know. But maybe we'll step outside our comfort zone on Saturday and shake it up a little bit and go into a store. Like, I do need to go get a beading kit if I want to learn how to do a beading bracelet or something. Now, I'm not sure yet if I want to do the little beads that you do the weaving of, or just make a regular bead bracelet. I have not decided. But the thing was to make a bead bracelet. I think it was. Hang on. Yes. Learn to make a bead bracelet. So I'm not sure if it's the bigger beads that you just put on the single strand, if you make a multi-strand one, if you do one of the ones with the weaving. I haven't decided. But if I do the ones with the weaving, there's a whole lot more equipment that I require, and it's sort of like, now I have to think of storage space for it. And if this is the one and only I'm going to do, is it worth doing that? So decisions. Anyway, what are you doing today to relax? What are you doing to unwind? Are you going to go left, right, straight ahead? Which direction are you going to go today on your Sunday drive? Let us know in the comments below what you're doing to relax and unwind today. And go out and have a super fantastic sparkling day, and we'll catch you guys back here later on. Oh, and don't forget to like, subscribe, or ring the bell for notifications if you're watching us on YouTube. Hei konera!